Your cat doesn't see darkness the way you do. To you, the room looks completely black. To your cat, it doesn't. It dodges furniture, jumps perfectly, and moves like it can see everything, even in total darkness. Meanwhile, you can't even find the light switch. It feels like your cat has access to something you don't, like it's seeing a completely different version of the room. And in a way, it kind of is, but it's not magic. It's biology. Your cat's eyes are built for darkness. In a way, human eyes just aren't. And once you understand how that works, it explains a lot of the weird things your cat does after dark. It looks like your cat just sees better in the dark, but that's not what's actually happening. Your cat isn't just seeing better. Its eyes are built for darkness in a completely different way. And that ability comes from 4 hidden advantages working together inside your cat's eyes. And most people don't even realize they're there. Once you see how those work, a lot of your cat's behavior suddenly makes sense. Why does it stare into empty corners like it sees something you don't? Why does it move through the dark without slowing down? And why it suddenly turns into a tiny predator after dark? And this is where it gets interesting. None of this is random. It's exactly how your cat experiences the world every single night. Reason 1, rod cells. The first reason is hidden inside your cat's eyes. These are called rod cells. These are the cells your eyes rely on when it gets dark, and your cat has way more of them than you do, giving it a huge advantage in low light, even after your eyes have already given up, which means your cat can pick up light that, to you, might as well not even exist. So when a room looks completely dark to you, your cat is still seeing movement, outlines, and just enough detail to move around without hesitation. To you, it's darkness. That's why your cat can walk confidently through the dark, while you're basically blind. Reason 2, bigger pupils. The second reason comes from your cat's pupils and what they can do in the dark. Your cat's pupils can open much wider than yours, sometimes until most of the eye looks almost completely black, pulling in as much light as possible, even in near darkness. And here's why that matters. The bigger the opening, the more light gets in. Think of it like a camera aperture. Open it wider, and suddenly things that were invisible start to appear. That's exactly how your cat's eyes work. So it's not just that your cat processes low light better, it actually collects more of it in the first place, while your eyes stay limited, which means when the lights go down, your cat is working with more visual information than you are. And in the dark, that can be the difference between seeing and seeing almost nothing. Hit like, subscribe, and follow for more cat mysteries explained with real science. Reason 3, tapetum lucidum. Now this is where things get really interesting. Your cat has something behind the retina that you don't, a reflective layer called the tapetum lucidum. When light enters your cat's eye, it hits the retina and then gets reflected through the eye a second time, which means your cat is literally using the same light twice. It's also the reason your cat's eyes seem to glow at night. When headlights, a flashlight, or a camera flash hits them, that glow isn't magic. It's light being reflected out of the eye. So it's not just that your cat is better at detecting low light. It's not just collecting more of it. It's actually reusing the light that's already there. It's squeezing every bit of light it can out of the dark. Reason 4, rod to cone trade-off. But there's a trade-off behind all of this. Human eyes are built for sharp detail, full color, and bright daylight. But your cat's eyes are built differently. They're built with far more rods than cones, which means your cat gives up some color and daytime sharpness in exchange for something much more useful at night. Better low light vision, so the world may not look as rich or colorful to your cat during the day. But when the light disappears, that's when your cat sees what you can't. In other words, your eyes are built for detail. Your cat's eyes are built for darkness. Your cat isn't magically good at seeing in the dark. This is exactly what it was built for. When you put all of this together, your cat's night vision starts to make a lot more sense. It has more rod cells to detect tiny amounts of light, wider pupils to pull in more of it, a reflective layer that lets it use the same light twice, and eyes built to favor darkness over rich color. color. So this isn't just one advantage. It has multiple visual advantages, working together at the same time. That's why, when a room feels almost completely useless to your eyes, your cat is still picking up movement, rough shapes, and just enough detail to move with confidence. To you, it feels like darkness. To your cat, it's still a world it can navigate. This is the part where your cat's behavior finally starts to make sense. Because once you understand how your cat sees at night, a lot of what it does stops looking random. When your cat stares into what looks like space, you assume there's nothing there. But your cat may be picking up tiny movement, faint outlines, or subtle changes in light that your eyes completely miss. At 3 a.m., when your cat suddenly goes wild, it's not random chaos. That burst of energy is tied to how cats are built as hunters that are most active when the light is low. And when your cat knocks something off a table, it may not just be chaos. Sometimes it's curiosity. Sometimes it's reacting to movement or small details you can't even see. And then there's the way your cat moves through the dark, onto furniture, across narrow spaces, with that ridiculous level of confidence. That confidence comes from the fact that your cat is still reading movement, shape, distance, and space in lighting that feels almost useless to you. So the strange part isn't that your cat acts weird at night. The strange part is that your cat is still operating in a world your eyes have already lost. That's why so much of your cat's nighttime behavior feels mysterious to your cat. It isn't mysterious at all. Your cat isn't weird. It's just experiencing the night in a way you never will. What looks like darkness to you may still be full of movement, shape, and space, and tiny details your eyes can't pick up at all. So the next time your cat suddenly freezes, stares into a corner, or starts moving through the dark like it knows something you don't, remember, it may be reacting to a world you simply cannot see, and that might be the coolest part. So now I want to know, what's the weirdest thing your cat does at night?